My beloved child, listen carefully, because this moment is not an accident. Before you continue with your day, before you return to your responsibilities, before the noise of the world pulls your attention away again, I want you to stop and hear my voice. You may think you simply clicked on a video. You may believe this is just another message among thousands you have seen before. But I tell you the truth. This moment was known by me long before you arrived here. Before the foundations of the earth were laid, I knew your name. Before your first breath entered your lungs, I knew every joy you would experience, every battle you would face, every tear you would cry, and every prayer you would whisper in the darkness. Nothing about your life has escaped my notice. Nothing about your story has surprised me. Nothing about your struggles has caught me off guard. I know you completely. I know the thoughts you never share. I know the fears you hide behind your smile. I know the burdens you carry when nobody else is watching. I know the questions that keep you awake at night. I know the disappointments you try to bury deep inside your heart. And today I want you to hear this truth clearly. You are not forgotten. You have never been forgotten. There were moments when you felt invisible. Moments when it seemed as though everyone else was moving forward while you remained stuck. Moments when you watched doors open for others while your own prayers seemed unanswered. Moments when you wondered whether I had overlooked you. Perhaps you never spoke those questions aloud. Perhaps you carried them quietly inside. But I heard every one of them. My child, there has never been a single day when my eyes were not upon you. There has never been a single moment when my hand was not holding your life together. Even when you could not feel my presence, I was there. Even when you could not hear my voice, I was speaking. Even when you thought you were walking alone, I was carrying you through seasons you could never have survived by yourself. Look back over your life. Think about the storms that should have destroyed you. Think about the situations that seemed impossible. Think about the moments when you had no strength left. Yet somehow you made it through. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still standing. Do you think that happened by chance? No, my child. That was my mercy. That was my protection. That was my love covering you even when you did not recognize it. There were dangers I shielded you from that you never saw. There were doors I closed that would have harmed you. There were relationships I removed because they would have led you away from your purpose. There were delays that frustrated you because I was protecting you from stepping into something before the proper time. You called it disappointment. I called it protection. You called it delay. I called it preparation. You called it silence. I called it training. My child, I need you to understand something today. Your life is not random. The world may tell you that you are just another person among billions. The world may tell you that your existence is insignificant. The world may tell you that your value is determined by your achievements, your appearance, your income, or the approval of others. But I say something entirely different. You were created intentionally. You were formed with purpose. You were designed by my hands. You carry gifts that no one else can carry exactly the way you can. You have a calling that belongs uniquely to you. You have a purpose that cannot be fulfilled by anyone else. That is why the enemy has fought you so fiercely. That is why discouragement has tried to settle over your life. That is why fear has whispered into your mind. That is why doubt has followed you through so many seasons. The attacks against you were never really about your past. They were about your future. The enemy fears what will happen when you fully realize who you are in me. He fears what will happen when you stop listening to his lies. He fears what will happen when you finally walk in the authority, confidence, and faith that I have placed inside you. My beloved child, I see how tired you have become. I see the exhaustion that rests upon your shoulders. The world has demanded much from you. Responsibilities have multiplied. Pressures have increased. Expectations have weighed heavily upon your heart. Sometimes you feel like you are carrying more than you can bear. Sometimes you smile for others while secretly struggling inside. Sometimes you tell people you are fine because explaining the truth feels too difficult. But I know exactly how heavy the load has become. And I am inviting you today to bring it to me. You were never meant to carry everything alone. You were never designed to bear every burden by yourself. You were never created to navigate life apart from my strength. Yet many times you try. You worry. You strive. You overthink. You attempt to control outcomes that only I can control. And when things do not go according to your plans, anxiety begins to grow. Fear begins to rise. Peace begins to disappear. But hear me now, my child. You do not have to carry tomorrow. You only have to trust me today. Tomorrow belongs to me. Your future belongs to me. The answers you are searching for belong to me. The breakthrough you need is already known by me. I am already standing in the future that concerns you. I already see what you cannot see. I already know how the story ends. That is why I am asking you to trust me. Not because you understand everything. Not because you have all the answers. But because I do. My child, there is another reason I have brought you here today. The noise around you has become overwhelming. Every day, countless voices compete for your attention. Social media tells you who to be. Culture tells you what to believe. Fear tells you what might go wrong. People tell you their opinions. Circumstances tell you their version of reality. And in the middle of all that noise, my gentle voice is often ignored. Not because you do not love me. Not because you do not care. But because the noise has become so loud. You have become distracted. Your attention has been scattered. Your heart has become crowded. And when your heart becomes crowded, it becomes difficult to hear me clearly. That is why I am calling you closer. Come away from the noise. Come away from the constant pressure. Come away from the endless distractions. Sit with me. Listen to me. Allow my peace to settle over your soul. You do not need another opinion. You need my presence. You do not need another argument. You need my peace. You do not need another source of confusion. You need my truth. The world cannot give you what only I can provide. Success cannot heal the emptiness of the soul. Money cannot create lasting peace. Popularity cannot satisfy the deepest hunger of the heart. Only my presence can do that. Only my love can do that. Only my truth can do that. My beloved child, you have spent too much time believing the lies of fear. Fear has told you that you are not enough. Fear has told you that you will fail. Fear has told you that your best days are behind you. Fear has told you that your mistakes define you. But fear is a liar. I do not define you by your failures. I do not define you by your worst moments. I do not define you by the opinions of others. I define you by my love. You are my child. You are chosen. You are known. You are valued. You are loved more deeply than you can comprehend. Nothing you have done has surprised me. Nothing you have faced has caused me to abandon you. Nothing in your past is greater than my grace. I am not asking you to become perfect before coming to me. I am asking you to come exactly as you are. Bring your wounds. Bring your questions. Bring your doubts. Bring your fears. Bring your broken pieces. Bring everything, and watch what I can do with a surrendered heart. Because I am not finished with your story. I am not finished with your future. I am not finished with your healing. I am not finished with your purpose. The chapter you are living now is not the final chapter. The struggle is not the conclusion. The pain is not the ending. There is more ahead. There is hope ahead. There is restoration ahead. There is purpose ahead. There is blessing ahead. And as you continue listening to my voice, you will begin to see what I have been preparing all along. My child, remain close to me. Do not allow the distractions of this world to pull you away. Do not allow disappointment to harden your heart. Do not allow fear to silence your faith. Lift your eyes toward me. Trust my timing. Trust my wisdom. Trust my love. Because I have never left you. I am with you now. I will be with you tomorrow. And I will remain with you through every season yet to come. For you are my beloved child. And you are deeply, completely, eternally loved. My beloved child, hear me carefully, for what I am about to reveal is something your heart has long been waiting to understand. For many seasons, you have stood before closed doors. You knocked, but they did not open. You prayed, but the answer seemed delayed. You hoped, but disappointment appeared instead. You wondered if you had missed your opportunity. You questioned whether your mistakes had disqualified you. You feared that perhaps the blessings you once dreamed about were meant for someone else. But I tell you today, none of those fears are true. You have not missed what I prepared for you. You have not fallen beyond the reach of my grace. You have not exhausted my ability to restore what has been lost. The delays were never evidence that I had forgotten you. The waiting was never proof that I had abandoned you. The closed doors were not punishment. They were protection. There were paths you wanted to walk that would have led to heartbreak. There were opportunities you desired that would have pulled you away from my best for your life. There were relationships you tried to hold onto that would have wounded your spirit and delayed your destiny. You cried when those doors closed. You asked why. You begged me to open them. But now, as you look back, you can begin to see what I was doing. What felt like rejection was actually redirection. What looked like loss was actually preservation. What appeared to be a setback was preparation for something greater. My child, I never close a door without purpose. And I never allow a season of waiting without reason. Even when you could not understand my actions, my love for you never changed. Even when you questioned my plans, my hand remained upon your life. Even when you felt stuck, I was moving pieces into place that your eyes could not yet see. I was arranging circumstances. I was aligning people. I was preparing opportunities. I was shaping your character. I was strengthening your faith. I was teaching you to trust me beyond what you could see. And now I tell you something important. The season is shifting. The door before you is beginning to open. This door is not opened by your own strength. It is not opened by human favor alone. It is not opened because you finally became perfect. It is opened because I have appointed the time. What I open, no one can shut. What I establish, no one can destroy. What I bless, no force of darkness can ultimately stop. My beloved child, the enemy knew this day was coming. That is why the battle became so intense. That is why discouragement tried to overwhelm you. That is why confusion surrounded your thoughts. That is why exhaustion settled upon your heart. The enemy could see what you could not. He saw the breakthrough approaching. He saw the blessings drawing near. He saw the door beginning to move. And because of that, he increased the pressure. He hoped you would quit before reaching your destination. He hoped you would surrender to fear. He hoped you would lose confidence in me. He hoped you would abandon your faith. But you are still here. You are still standing. You are still seeking me. And that is why his plans have failed. My child, understand this clearly. Not every battle in your life is physical. Not every struggle originates from what your eyes can see. There is a spiritual battle surrounding every purpose I place upon a life. There is resistance whenever destiny begins to unfold. There is opposition whenever someone chooses obedience over compromise. The enemy does not attack because you are worthless. He attacks because you carry value. He does not fight you because you are weak. He fights because he fears what I can accomplish through you. You have spent too much time believing that your struggles prove you are failing. But often the battle itself is evidence that you are moving in the right direction. The resistance is not always a sign to stop. Sometimes it is confirmation that you are approaching something significant. My beloved child, the enemy studies your weaknesses. He remembers your wounds. He watches for moments when you are tired, discouraged, and vulnerable. He whispers lies designed to sound like your own thoughts. He tells you that nothing will ever change. He tells you that your prayers are pointless. He tells you that your future is hopeless. He tells you that you are alone. He tells you that you are unworthy. He tells you that God has forgotten you. But every one of those voices is a lie, because my word declares something different. You are chosen. You are loved. You are forgiven. You are called. You are protected. You are equipped. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not defeated. My child, You must learn to recognize the difference between my voice and the voice of fear. Fear rushes. I guide. Fear condemns. I restore. Fear confuses. I bring clarity. Fear weakens. I strengthen. Fear focuses on problems. I reveal possibilities. Fear magnifies darkness. I shine light. Listen carefully to the voice you are following. Not every thought deserves your agreement. Not every feeling deserves your trust. Not every fear deserves your attention. Bring every thought before me. Measure every voice against my truth. Because the battlefield often begins in the mind. If the enemy can convince you to believe his lies, he can delay your progress. If he can fill your thoughts with doubt, he can weaken your confidence. If he can keep you focused on fear, he can distract you from purpose. But my child, you do not fight this battle alone. I have already provided everything you need. I have given you truth when deception appears. I have given you faith when fear attacks. I have given you peace when anxiety rises. I have given you strength when weakness threatens to overwhelm you. I have given you my spirit to guide and sustain you. You are not defenseless. You are not powerless. You are not abandoned on the battlefield. I stand beside you. I walk before you. I surround you. And I fight for you. My beloved child, there are moments when you feel tired of fighting. Moments when you want to stop believing. Moments when you wonder if breakthrough will ever come. I understand those moments. I see those tears. I hear those prayers. And I am not disappointed by your weakness. I am not angry because you became weary. I know your humanity. I know your limitations. That is why I invite you to lean upon my strength instead of your own. You were never meant to carry the battle by yourself. You were never meant to overcome through human effort alone. Victory comes through dependence upon me. When you feel weak, come to me. When you feel discouraged, come to me. When you feel confused, come to me. When you feel afraid, come to me. Do not run from my presence. Run toward it. Because every time you draw near to me, I renew your strength. Every time you seek me, I provide wisdom. Every time you trust me, I increase your courage. My child, I want you to look beyond your present circumstances. Do not judge your future based on your current struggle. Do not assume that today's battle determines tomorrow's outcome. The story is not finished. The chapter is not complete. The breakthrough is closer than you realize. The open door is nearer than it appears. What I promised has not been forgotten. What I spoke over your life has not been canceled. What I began, I will complete. There is movement taking place even now. There are answers on the way. There are opportunities being prepared. There are blessings being arranged. There are miracles unfolding behind the scenes. You cannot see them yet, but they are real. Trust me when you cannot see. Trust me when you do not understand. Trust me when circumstances appear unchanged. Because I am working even in silence. I am moving even when you cannot detect movement. I am opening doors even while you are still standing in the hallway. My beloved child, the season ahead will require courage. The open door before you will require faith. You cannot carry yesterday's fear into tomorrow's opportunity. You cannot step into new blessings while clinging to old doubts. You cannot embrace the future I prepared while remaining chained to the disappointments of the past. Release them. Release the bitterness. Release the fear. Release the regret. Release the disappointment. Release the wounds. Place them into my hands. Let me carry what was never meant for your shoulders. Because where I am leading you, you will need freedom. Where I am taking you, you will need confidence. Where I am guiding you, you will need trust. My child, the enemy wanted your story to end in defeat. But I have written victory into your future. The enemy wanted your faith to collapse. But I am strengthening it. The enemy wanted you to surrender. But I am teaching you to stand. The enemy wanted to close every door. But I am opening one that no one can shut. So lift your head. Straighten your shoulders. Raise your eyes toward me. Do not be intimidated by the battle. Do not be discouraged by the resistance. Do not be frightened by the obstacles. Greater is the one who is with you than anything that stands against you. The battle may be real, but my power is greater. The opposition may be strong, but my promises are stronger. The road may be difficult, but my faithfulness will carry you through. And very soon, my child, you will understand why you had to endure this season. You will see how every delay prepared you. You will see how every battle strengthened you. You will see how every closed door protected you. You will see how my hand guided you even when you thought you were alone. The door is opening. The season is changing. The breakthrough is coming. Walk forward in faith. Walk forward in courage. Walk forward knowing that I go before you. And when you step through the door I have opened, you will discover that every battle was worth it. Because I have been preparing something far greater than you imagined.